Generic greetings and welcome to Tower. Today's beverage is a nice cup of green tea. I think you could also call the game Taur or Taur, but Tower just seems to roll off the tongue a little bit better and is just easier to pronounce. Anyway, this is a strategy tower defense hybrid, or rather it's more accurate to call it a citadel defense, because you have a central citadel in the middle of the map and you have to fend off against wave after wave of robots, otherwise known as the Imperion. It's a game I've played for about 2.5 hours now, so still a first impressions because I haven't completed the campaign, but enough to show you a little bit of it and you can decide whether it's something for yourself or not. As always, links are in the description for the game. So let's just jump straight on into it. This is the main campaign map. This is Taur, and we are the Tauron forces. And essentially, if this bar goes to 0, or they control, Imperion control the entire map, so they gain full occupation, we lose the game. The way we win is by keeping that at least somewhere in the blue and then fight, upgrade and research and forge, and eventually you will fight the big bad, which I have not yet done. Speaking of fighting, we have 3 war zones at this stage to pick from. You can only do 1 every day. The other 2 are automatically abandoned, and each one will give you a rating for your control. So for example, this one here, we will gain 15 points. If we win it, they'll gain 12 if they win it, and then you've also got abandoned. So if we pick this one, we abandon the other 2 by default, so they'd only gain 3. So we're pretty much going to pick this top one because otherwise, well, we would lose some points and we really don't want to do that. Each of the war zones has the type of enemies you're going to fight, or the type of fight you're going to experience, and the map. So we've got siege, invasion and air raids, and then for the map it's the standing rock, wasteland and salt flat. So different biomes, different climates. Not that they affect the game really in any way, it's just the look of it, the aesthetic, as well as the layout. So, you know, things I'd have to go around corners and that sort of thing. There's different terrain to fight against. So this one here with the top one, the war zone, standing rock on siege. Deploying heavily armored tanks, the Imperium will try to break tower defenses from afar using massive firepower. So we gain 15 if we win it, they gain 12 if they win it, and we're not going to abandon it. Resources, we get 398 energy, or is it power? It is power, and we gain 2 of these massive power cores. These are all the resources in the game. So you've got power, standard power core, large power core, massive power core, astral crystal, stellar crystal and prime crystal, and all of these are used in forging and research and building on the main map, but we'll check that out in a bit. Anyway, there also has light resistance, so we're not expecting a lot of enemies here. So we'll say deploy and we'll go into the main body of the fighting. What will happen is our tower will land. It's this sort of weird sort of hexagonal layout, and all the units that I've got will spawn there as well. If I press space, we go to the building mode, and you can see we've got, this is our layout. Red means we can't build on it, we haven't unlocked it. Blue means we have unlocked it, but there's nothing built there. And the green at the moment means that there's a unit there, but these will slowly take damage, or can take damage. You can mouse over it and see the health. So what I'm going to do is start building, and I want to build on there a Chimera or Chimera turret there. That is an artillery piece. I'm just actually trying to build up what we had lost, because on a previous fight I'd lost a hell of a lot of units. So I'm just putting these back to how they were. That should be a cryo turret, yeah, Hydra slow beam, and then finally this one will be that one there as well. So there is all of them placed back in. I also want to place another Chimera turret in there. The advantage is you get your, it costs you a certain number of these power cores to place, but you get them back when you lose these towers, so that's fine. Anyway, they're going to land, and we'll see where the enemy are coming from. I'm having a little look around, and I can't see them just yet. Obviously, the look of it is very clean and minimalist, something I very much like. I do like the way the game looks, and it's actually quite pretty when we get all the combat going. I'm going to slow mode it. I'm not going to explain exactly what I'm doing here, because I'm just trying to focus on not letting these tanks land. So I'm actually focusing on the air unit and taking out that air unit. So there we go. I actually took out the air unit before the tanks landed, so that's pretty good. And because of the terrain that the tanks are on, you can see that they've landed up there and they're having to go around, and that's pretty cool. So let's just keep firing there. It's very difficult to commentate over because of just how quickly the fights go, because that is it. That is the fight. It is very, very quick to experience, especially on the siege mode, because you just get one wave of tanks and then it's job done. I don't know why there's a little bit of a delay before the end there. That was definitely gone. And there we are. That is a victory. So pretty cool. Hopefully we'll have a standard fight on the next one that we choose, so it's easier to explain what's going on. But essentially, firing guns, you can fire with your left click. Your right click is zoom in. You also have an option for your secondary, which I'll show you properly in there. So there's the resources that we get, which is cool. We're now on day 39, and let's see what sort of fight that we have here. We've got an air raid, we've got Skyfall, and another Skyfall. Skyfall is essentially them hot dropping right on top of your position, and that's very, very difficult to deal with, and I don't think we're going to bother with that. We'll probably go for an air raid, and yes, I think that's fine. Although I'm looking for a large power core and a standard power core. Well, that gives us 3 standard power cores, so let's do that. Let's deploy on that one. So I'll show you the type of weapons that we have. Again, Frozen Wastes, it does the map changes and stuff. We're all going to land. We don't have to rebuild, it's just all set up. I don't know why you can't pre-build this and change it before you jump into the fight. It's a bit strange there. So I'm going to press tab, and this opens up our prime cannon loadout. You've got your primary and secondary abilities. So we've got primary as a railgun there. We've also got a disintegrator, which is like a laser, and then the secondary is a Tempest plasma mortar. You can also go for a scatter cannon. I'm going to go with the scatter cannon because it might be better. They also have different stats, so damage accuracy, you get the idea. Let's switch over to that. And these are our abilities. So we've got time warp to slow things down, and then the photon flare as well. So that one gives us extra damage when they're in that, and then time warp, we've seen the slowdown effect of that. Let's just double check our building here, and I'm just looking around. There's nothing we can do because we don't have any of those, and looks like we are going to fight. So there we go, we are now into the fight mode, and I'm going to fire my beam here, and you can see we're able to laser all of these, and that's pretty cool. And let's see if I can, yeah, the shotgun seems to work quite well, so keep lasering there. This one, it does damage, well, it does more damage. As you can see, we're hitting there slowly, that's pretty good. It does heal over time, and oh, this is bad. I'm going to slow down time because you see these bombers here called Stingrays. You can see at the top the name of the unit, and any effects that it's under, like slow or whether it's healing or whatever. It also shows you the health as well. Units can have armor, they can have shields, so you know all that is something to worry about. But this is a really good gun for anti-air, and there's that shotgun. Nice, very nice. Let's just double check. We have taken very little damage, a little bit of damage on that striker, but not too much of a problem. The cannon here that I've got is not actually upgraded, so that's why we're not doing a terrible amount of damage. Let's put a flare down there, and that will allow us to hopefully do a bit more damage. And let's see, get a shotgun in there. Yeah, it's not great in terms of range, but it has got a lot of damage. We're slowly getting that gun to back to full. There we are. You can see if I stop firing, it slowly goes up. That's on the bottom left. It shows you the ammo that you've got there, and I think it is actually worth waiting for it to recharge rather than having it so it goes in. If it goes to empty, I think it takes a while to recharge. You can press R to randomly recharge it, manually recharge it if you do so desire for like the railgun and that sort of thing. But there's victory, and I think that was a very good victory indeed. Actually, we took very little damage. We've got decent resource and control, so yeah, very happy with that fight. Overall, quite happy. Day 40. So let's have a quick look at a couple of things. We've got obviously 2 fights that we can go for here, and we're probably going to go for the top one because I want some of these astral crystals. Although we've got a decent amount there, but we'll see. We have research and foraging. Let's take a look at research. So research you will unlock with a combination of your power and the crystals. So for example, anything in blue means you've got it unlocked. Anything in yellow means that you haven't got it unlocked and you can't unlock it. Sorry, is that yellow? Yeah. Well, slightly different colours. This yellow here, that means you haven't got the funds. If it's in like a darker colour, like the colour like that one there, that means that you haven't got all the resources. Hang on, is that right? Insufficient funds? Yeah. Insufficient funds, but they look different colours. Is it to do with tech tree? I'm not entirely sure. Either way, in green, it means you do have the option to upgrade that. So, for example, we can go for a little bit of an upgrade in there, and that will give, in this particular case, reinforcements, reinforce structural integrity on all ranger commands. So there you go. That's pretty cool. We have, on the left-hand side here, this is our main. This tree here is to do with the main primary and secondary weapon that we're controlling. This tree here is the abilities that you can get. I think there's one over there as well. No, yeah, oh yes, there's abilities there as well. The actual shape of the symbols denotes like what sort of things it is. You've also got like different towers over here, and that's actually one I've been wanting to get. That's a cyclone control station. That gives us a cyclone gunship. I'm trying to go over to that one there, which is a SAM site, so that will be quite useful. And you can obviously upgrade them as well. In the blue there, in the lighter blue, it means you've got enough points to upgrade it, but it's like got multiple ranks, so that's got rank 1 of 5 on that one, so that increases the health of the Hydra, that increases the health of something. You get the idea. What's that? Havoc prime weapon. Prime cannon weapon armed with a powerful surface-to-air missile, requires manual target lock-on before the missile can be fired. That might be quite useful to have unlocked, but quite frankly I am going to spend points to get my main prime integrity up to increase the health, and I think that will be about right. I'm going to save the points. The reason for that is we're going to have a look at forging. Now these are all of our primary and secondary weapons. So we've got the Punisher railgun there, the ion cannon, and then we've got like the particle scatter cannon, the shotgun, and then the other one there as well. And when you get it unlocked, it is at rank 1 and decent rating. So it shows you the damage that it causes, and then we have basically the slider for when you reforge it, where it can rank to. So this requires 1 stellar crystal and 5 power, but we can't, I don't think we can get any of them. No, we need some stellar crystals, so we'll check that out later on then. So over the campaign, and we're going to do, that's an extreme amount of enemies. Okay, don't fancy my chances on that one, but let's give it a go. This is another air raid, so we'll see what that is like. And wasteland, so it's all like sandy and deserty and such. You've also got them crystals around, which give a nice little bit, added bit of colour to it as well. Quite like that. So they're all going to land, they're all going to start forming up. In terms of weapons, we're going to go once again with the disintegrator ion cannon and the cleaver as well. We're switching to air mode, which is shift there. Not entirely, like, sometimes it's not entirely easy to see what mode you're in there, but it just sort of zooms the camera out a little bit. We're just going to laser over there. It does hit, the laser is not a, what's the term? There's a bomber. Need to get that thing out of the way first. Come on. The laser isn't, it can be stopped by any intervening objects. So you can, like say, I'm trying to hit that, but the laser's actually hitting the other unit instead. Let's see if I can shotgun that one, and yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. I think we're going to take a hell of a lot of damage here. Let's have a quick look. And oh my, we've taken loads of damage. You can see the amount of damage we've taken there is absolutely shocking. So we're just going to try and take out what we can here. It's them bombers that are doing the number on us. We did expect to see some of these. By the way, if you notice I'm zooming in there, that's right click. I don't know why, but right click is zoom in, but E is the secondary. I would thought primary and secondary would have been left and right mouse. Don't think there's a way to change that either. But anyway, it looks like we have lost two bits, but the rest is taken damage. The main bomber wave, I think, is over. So it's just a case now of clearing up. You can see our units are hitting them. We don't have nowhere near the amount of air wings that we needed for this one. So let's see if I can get a shotgun over there. Good damage. Laser out. And it looks like the archers that we've got are doing damage as well, which is interesting. Although I can't imagine they're doing a great amount of damage. You might notice that some of these tend to slow down when they get close. That's because we've got some like cryo beams on the side, which slow them down. Let me, speaking of slow down time there, just so I can get a better shot into there. That's cryo to slow down as well. See, this is really, really good for these units. I think it's also better that we, yeah, that shotgun just didn't hit there. Oh no, I think they're both destroyed anyway. I think that's pretty much it. That's it. But at what cost? That's a heavy cost. A very, very heavy cost. It did say it was a massive amount of enemies. We did expect it to be tough, just not that tough. Them standard sort of fightery ones, I'm not too worried about. It's them bombers and the gunships, which we didn't see there. But those can be a bit naughty. Anyway, so we've got some resources. Hopefully enough for us to... we don't have any, still don't have any of those. But, right, this changes things. We've got a Skyfall there on Pinefield, but it's going to give us a large power core, and we need to do that. So I'm going to pick that straight away. There's really no other choice, because I'm trying to get enough to build another medium tower. There's three types of slot. You've got your normal large, and then massive, I think it's called. Small, medium, and large is... yeah, hang on. Standard, large, and massive. Small, medium, large would have been acceptable. Anyway, let us rebuild all of these here. As I said, you do get the stuff back, so I'm not... like, you get all of these resources back. You don't... I don't think you get... I mean, I can hold R to rebuild all structures, to be fair. I should probably just do it that way. I don't know if you get your energy back. I know, but you know, you definitely get the cores back. And I probably want to start unlocking these ones. And I'm going to place in... where is it? Interceptor, Cyclone. I'm going to place some Cyclones in. Cyclone... Cyclone, and I need at least one more for that one there, so I'm not going to bother. So here we go, a standard fight, and because this is a... I'm going to go for slow-mo here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch back to other weapons. And because this is a Skyfall, you can see they're just landing all the way around, so we're just having to do our best we can, but we do have a little bit of advantage because we have good guns all the way around. We also have missile defense, we have good air, which I'm trying to see if I can find my... there we go, there's my gunship. My gunship? There's my gunship there, pretty cool. Anyway, looks like there's some meleeing going on over here. I'm just going to try and deal with this best I can. Yeah, we have good defense in and around the place. Not only good guns, but also just decent amount of defences of them, that sort of Spartan type ones, the shield and spear. And we've got archers as well, and you can see they're all fighting there. I do like the animation as well, so it's pretty cute at times. Also, there's quite a bit of detail on I mean, I know it's like stylized, but I think there's quite a little detail in the animations and like the bits when they break off and stuff like that. What I quite like as well, when I've fired these grenades, you notice I won't kill them all and they get knocked back. I was following him, sort of ragdolls a bit and then well, that didn't work out. What I was going to say is a sort of ragdoll a bit, and then they'll stand back up and keep fighting. Although what happened there is I knocked them back, and then one of our mortar shells landed in. So yeah, oh cool, that's good. We've got the shots going out there, and I think that's it. And we didn't lose a single thing. So that was a much better fight for us. Let's reload that gun, and that's ended anyway. Yeah, them gunships are fairly cool. I don't know if they can shoot air units, but anyway, we'll see. We may not see. So a couple of abandoned ones, but we have got victory, and we're now on 100% control there, which is excellent. There's the resources that we wanted to see. That's good. And we still haven't got the resources that we really need, so we still haven't got any of these stellar crystals, and once again it hasn't brought that up. So we got invasion, Skyfall, and then the air raid. I'm going to go for the invasion on the salt flats, just because it's a little bit slower paced than that one. See, I do like the crystals, but I've done a little bit of colour into the map of places, and here we go, that looks fairly cool. Does it all drop? Excellent. So we'll open up the build mode, and we want to unlock this thing here. Now, I don't think I'll be able to build on there. I know I can't. So I've got the Aegis shield generator and the striker auto turret. I'm trying to build a striker, but I don't have any of the points. So I'm just looking around. I'm looking for a little flare, because you will get that. And there we go, they're over there. So I'm going to just basically preemptively put in some flares and then artillery and just start scattering them about. And there we go. And you can see also the gunships are in. They're taking them out as well. If we zoom in, we can see that we've got our archers that are firing all of the arrows up. We've got these miniguns there firing. We've got artillery pieces going off. Yeah. Shame you don't tend to get to look at this too often, but there you are. So I think they're pretty much destroyed yet. So we'll have another look around. Keep an eye out, they're going to be over there. So fire once, fire twice. By the time they land, we'll get artillery, and then bang, there you go, lots of damage. You can see now, because of the terrain, I can't fire over there, but they are coming from that corner too. We've got some of these like rolling ball ones, which have armor, I think. Oh no, yes, some of them have armor. You can see at the top there, they're sort of in grey. That shows that they've got armor on. You've also got ones that are like that back there. There's like a missile one, but that's getting shot back, and also we do have missile defense, so I'm not too worried. You see, damage-wise, we've pretty much taken none. And this one's going under here, is he? There we go, and fire. And we'll reload that, and is that it? No, we've still got one more, so we'll fire there, and we'll fire over there, and what I'll probably do is slow-mo it, and just keep firing. There we go. Just because there's a scatter. Oh, we've also got air units as well. Because there's a scatter, or an accuracy effect rather, if you fire multiple times. You can see we're missing a lot more there. So I tend to fire it, give it a little beat, and fire again. And in this particular case, we can fire quite well. Okay. Taking them out. Drop that over there. Looks like we want to put that there. Good damage. Good damage. I find that it's probably best to use... Let me reload the weapons. It's probably best to use the flare, obviously where there's loads of groups, and... Is that guy just lasering nothing? Yeah, they're trying to shoot that guy, but there's terrain in the way, so that's not counting for that. I tend to put the flares, obviously where there's a big group, that's only natural, but also where you've got like your gunships and your... where these are swarming around, because this thing, this main turret, at this level causes quite a bit of damage. It's normally a 1 or 2 hit kill, whereas the other one's not so much, but you know, 20% extra damage, job done. It just adds up a little bit better for them. Okay, so another win on that one, which is excellent, and good control, and there's some resources, enough to hopefully build that other thing that I need, but I'm still waiting for these crystals, and this is actually indicative of... oh, we've only got one fight there, Skyfall. Yeah, this is actually one of the problems, quite a big problem in fact, that sometimes you're waiting for resources to do something and you're just not going to get it. And that is a problem. Anyway, over to this Skyfall, Boreal Valley, extreme enemy resistance, and they're all just going to drop all around us. So we want to probably switch over to the shotgun. I think that would be a reasonable thing to do. And they're going to land, and let's go quickly over to building, like that, and then we're going to drop down a striker auto turret. I really want to unlock one of these as well, but I don't have the points. I'm going to switch over to the shotty, and then we will see what happens when they come down. I'm also going to place preemptively the flare there, and let's see. Here we go. You've also got the terrain here, and you can see, like, when I shoot it, it does actually fall down. It breaks, and there's some maps, particularly on like the heavy forested ones, that it is a valid tactic to shoot those first. Get those shot first, because otherwise you're never going to hit. And you can see they're all in melee there. And shotgun, yeah, that's good damage. That's good. It's not too bad. I'm going to time warp it a bit, just so I can manually take out some of these. You can see every time we hit, we're getting the kill on there. Good damage. They're leaving like oil splatters on the ground as you fight. Still waiting to reload. See, damage-wise, I'm doing alright. I'm going to unlock that and get a cyclone. I think it might be worth it getting another couple of just standard towers. Just a standard raptor tower. There we go. Looks like we're taking a bit of damage now on the units. The units are taking all the damage rather than the towers. The towers, you can see, very, very lightly damaged. And that should be about it. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad of a fight. Not too bad at all. Better than versing the big horrible tanks, because they are a bit naughty. And the bombers being one of the worst. So, good resources, and some of the resources we need. Day 44. Let's have a quick look at what we've got to fight. I guess, probably that one. No, that one maybe? No, we've got good astral crystals. We'll see. Let's have a look at forging, and I'll show you how this works. So you can pick any of your weapons. So for example, we'll pick the shotgun because it is only rank 1 and decent, and when you spend your power and some amount of resources, so in this case crystals, to reforge the weapon, it will then give you a rating. So this goes up to rank 2, then it'll obviously go to 3, 4, 5, etc. But it also gives you a rating, so this is superior. So it means that the damage has gone up there, and also increases the potential maximum and the average damage. However, this isn't always the case. There's an epic weapon, so that's really, really good. But there you go. We've now went to poor. So that means that is nearly 100 less. So we're back to superior and then it's back up again. So the potential could go up, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a good rating. And I, quite frankly, don't like this at all. I don't think it adds anything other than unnecessary RNG, and quite frankly is a negative. I've had times where my Punisher was the only gun I had. I'd ranked it up and it was on epic and it went to poor, but I didn't have the resources to then reforge it again. And you could argue, yes, I should have kept an eye on the resources, but it adds more resources. You need more resources, or different types of resources as you reforge it. And I didn't know that at the time. Now, looking at this, I need one of each, and I could reforge this twice. So let's try it. So there's epic. So I'm not going to reforge that. But look, we now need another. We now need a large power core. That wasn't even there. So personally, forging, don't like it. Don't think it's a positive at all. Anyway, in terms of unlocking stuff, the prime weapon, the shotgun, will go for... No, that's wrong. Assume accurate ion cannon, that's not the one. Shotgun. Cap. Increase the maximum number of shells to 2. Let's get that. And we can actually get that to 3. And we've also got a cryohawk. Several autolock surface-to-air cryo missiles. Don't really want that. That will do for now. Okay, one more fight, and we'll see what this is like. We're probably going to go for the Oasis one. It's a heavy resistance, so I'll have to see what that one is like. We do want, ideally, another big power core, but we'll have to see how we get on. They're all landing there. Because this is an invasion, even though I've leveled that shotgun up, I'm tempted to switch over back to the Tempest, although you can see the damage goes right down, but then obviously the stability and accuracy goes up as well. No, we'll stick with the shotty. We'll stick with the shotty for now. So they're going to be over here, and this is immediately... Oh, no, they're going to go all the way around. So that's... Yeah, they're absolutely everywhere. So because we've got a lot of attacks there, we'll place that and let them deal with that one. And then we'll fire on the left-hand side. Because of the reforging, it should do a bit more damage now. Let's try and fire... Let's shotgun over there, and you can see... The shots winging out there, and they do a bit of knockback and they do a bit of damage, but basically anything over about here and they are fairly useless. And you can see the arrows as well launching all the way to the far left there. That was the first wave, not too bad. I'm going to switch out to the Tempest because I like just to, well, do this. Tempest, and there you go. Not a great amount of damage, but certainly a lot of knockback, and just really softens them up quite well. The whole hot swapping weapons based on what you fight I quite like. It gives you choice, which is good. I'm going to fire one there, and then fire another one there. And I think that should be about it for this little wave. Whether or not we get another one, we'll have to see. Yes, we have. We've got one over here. So, whoa, this is actually quite a big wave. So this will be the last one. I'm going to launch it in there, soften that up, and I will now swap over to a shotgun because I think, because of the amount of them, they'll probably get in. Oh, we also have some air units as well. And because of that, we'll switch over to anti-aircraft mode and go for some lazies. And particle beam that one. There it's gone. And let's have a look. Shotgun, shotgun, and we'll slow down time. And we'll start lasering in there. Because a lot of these have already got some damage, it's going to be probably a little bit more efficient to do it that way. Let's place some flares over there so there'll be more damage overall. Just doing a bit of lazying around there. Not too bad. Around the bottom is fine. And let's go for shotty there. I do still prefer the railgun, just because I can go point and click adventure game, use gun on robot, and it pretty much destroys it almost in one hit. Well, it does destroy them in one hit for the most part. Just obviously the big tanks, not really. And there we go, another victory. So I think we will leave it there for now. That has been a bit of Tower. The moment-to-moment fighting I quite enjoy. It's quite visceral, it's very impressive to look at, watching all the explosions going off and all the bots going everywhere. I like that you've got, you know, different hot swap weapons, and you'll change that based on what you're fighting, as well as the terrain that you're on. You can switch it obviously in the game as well, which is fairly cool. You have to combine all your abilities. There's obviously options for building the things in different ways, but that's where we start getting into a couple of things that I don't like. These resources, you can't specifically choose to go after one. You have to pick whatever you were given. So in this particular case, I'll be picking this one immediately, because that's stellar crystal. We need some stellar crystals. Actually, I say that. We've got this big siege here to give 4 large power cores. I'll probably go for that. But sometimes you can go for fight after fight after fight after fight without the resources that you need, which limits the research, which limits what you can build, which limits your options in the fight. I don't know if there's a better build than others. I don't know if you want to go for like very heavy for your abilities and your cannons, or whether you want to go, you know, very early with the robots. Eventually, I'm assuming you'll unlock everything. Perhaps that's, you know, just a case of keep playing, keep grinding. You'll get the points that you require to unlock everything. In terms of the reforging, I not only think that it is not good, I think that it is quite frankly a negative. I don't understand why this is the only RNG bit in the game. If it wasn't in, I think it wouldn't be missed. I wouldn't miss it, certainly. Because, like I say, you reforge, and sometimes you'll get a worse weapon if it's the only weapon that you have, and it's going to be a problem. Yeah, I can see issues there. You know, I'm not a big fan of the whole random mechanic. It would be nice if you reforged it and picked like rate of fire or damage over time or accuracy, that sort of thing. Customizing and giving you choice would be better than just a random there's a better or worse weapon. Overall though, yeah, it seems to be okay. A couple of little niggles other than that here and there. For some reason frame rate wouldn't change over a certain rating in borderless mode. For some reason, it wouldn't go for raw mouse input as well. It was very floaty, especially at 2K and above. So, yeah, don't know what that's all about. I'm running it currently at 2K. So, yeah, just little niggles here and there. But overall, I am enjoying it. I just think, like I say, some of them are something to do with the economy, and that reforging bit is the sort of the weaker part of it. But the actual fighting, really very much enjoy. And hopefully we'll see more enemies. Also would like to see an enemy codex, because at the moment, and indeed a friendly codex as well, because we can't see, you know, I can see on the map when we're fighting them what they are and, you know, what they do, but it would be nice to have a actual readout in the menu to say this is this type of robot, this is what it's called, this is what it does, here's its stats. More information, more better. But, you know, it's again another little minor one that I just would like to see it. Either way, if you like what you see, then by all means check the link out in the description. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.